All right. At this moment, it's been, I guess, 7 or 8 days since we declared an emergency here in our community. And at this point now, I think we're almost at the breaking point. I think people are exhausted, I guess, emotionally and physically. Like we have about, I don't know, close to 30 frontline workers here doing everything from grocery shopping, hauling water, wood, and everything that needs to be done in the community. So I think even those people that are in isolation, I think they're emotionally, I think mental health capacity is impacted at the very level. You know, they can't. They have a lot of questions and they want to see help coming, like something positive to be mobilized from the government that which we had asked for over a week ago. And I think as of now, I would like to see something happening for my community, because I don't know if we can last any longer than we can. Like, for example, last night, we had a power outage for 2 hours, excuse me. And that kind of threw everybody in panic mode because of it gets very cold at night at -30. So I think if we can have some response from the government, that would be appreciated at this time now. We need the help now and boots on the ground. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. I'll turn it over now to Frank McKay from the Wendigo Tribal Council.
Good afternoon. My name is Frank McKay. I'm the chairman and also the CEO of Wendigo First Nation Council. We serve 7 First Nations in the northern remote part of Northern Ontario, the remote area. And Bearskin Lake is one of our members, one of the 7-member First Nations that we serve. I would like to start by stating a fact. By the time federal resources were identified to support the health crisis in Bearskin Lake First Nation, 50% of the community members had become infected. As of yesterday, 201 cases were reported. And that is a high number to comprehend in relation to the community members, which is remote and does not have the past capacity and infrastructure necessary to respond to such a crisis. Bearskin Lake declared a state of emergency on December the 28th. The community went into immediate lockdown, but due to overcrowding and lack of community infrastructure, where the infected could not be separated from the infected, the virus spread very quickly. Federal resources were slow to come in and were confirmed only after numerous meetings and extensive lobbying on our part. On January the 2nd, crisis funds were finally announced, yet these continue to be wholly inadequate. The community continues to struggle due to the lack of financial supports and personnel on the ground. The Bearskin Lake First has never experienced of this kind of emergency of such huge proportions. This is an unprecedented experience for the community of Bearskin Lake First. They're still in need of basics like firewood, food and water, and on-the-ground personnel to replace the community workers who have never become sick. And they're also in need of mental health support services. Because of the time of this, there's a lot of fear, anxiety, stress that comes with this disease. Sufficient money for flights and out of the community is crucial. This is the only way to travel into the community. Yesterday, it was confirmed by our doctor, because of the overcrowding and lack of community space and no isolation units, infections will continue to rise. As of today, the number of infections have not flattened, and the community will continue to remain in crisis with no clear end in sight. They do not have the financial and human resources necessary to deal with such a crisis and are completely overwhelmed. Yet Prime Minister Trudeau and his government continues to drag their feet and provide limited resources to address Bearskin's crisis. As Canadian citizens, we deserve the same rights and recognition as all other Canadians. When we ask for help, we should get an immediate positive response. Bearskin Lake First Nation was quickly decimated by the virus, but immediate federal support did not come. This continues to happen. When will our Prime Minister Justin Trudeau give us assurance that reconciliation is his government's top priority? He has repeatedly stated that in national media and to the public that he will start a reconciliation process with the First Nation by improving relationships and respond to the urgent needs of the First Nations. So we are asking, why is it taking his officer so long to acknowledge the crisis and provide a little extra support, which I need to say again is not adequate to properly address this human crisis. Prime Minister has also said that he will devote resources to improving community infrastructure, overcrowding houses, and poor health services in our communities. When will we see this promise become a reality in our remote First Nations? In this country where the standard of living is among the best in the world, why is it that our people continue to live in such dire poverty? We have been put in yet again a place where we, as remote First Nations, are beggars in our own land. Overcrowding, poor standards of healthcare, lack of clean water, and access to affordable food are the standard, not the exceptions. We experience chronic neglect for all levels of government. Prime Minister Trudeau, Mr. Haido, I'm calling on you again today to take action. Listen to us and provide Chief Kaminawada and his members with the support that they so urgently need. And I will offer this warning many First Nations communities living in the same conditions as Bearskin Lake. I fear that this situation is not the last one we will have to face in the days ahead. Thank you.